safe. Safe to be yourself, safe in your own environment, safe in your body, safe just in general. So yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to feel safe. Be safe. And you are that safety net, you know, Nettie. I call you Nettie now, but it's Net. It's Net, you know. You are that. You are such a safe place to fall. So I thank you for that.
Thank you for that compliment.
Yeah, meant it.
Yeah, all too often we assume something is safe, but we're not observant enough. We want it. We want it so bad. And we overlook. We over-observe. We observe beyond something that isn't there because we want it so bad. But it's true. We have to find safety in ourselves, trust ourselves. Because once we can do that, we can choose. And the silence helps us. Because the silence allows us to hear what our inner selves is whispering to us.
If you don't mind me to add on to safety, because it really speaks volumes to me. You know, it's safety to be in the dark, for example, to be safe in the dark, you know? And to be able to be safe to fall. Because that's also another human condition. There's two fears that we don't want to do is to fall and loud noises. But we can be safe in the loud noises because we can be still within. Sure. It's very powerful. Thank you for allowing me to observe that, because it is something that I have daily say. Keep me safe, keep my loved ones safe, everybody's safe, you know, protection. Because you love those that you want to keep safe, you know, you want people to be safe. Very beautiful. I'm very happy for you. Very happy for you. My heart is expand now even more. To feel that safety, especially around people. Because we have been betrayed, you know, we have been hurt. I mean, that is what it is, you know. But it's lovely to be able to renew that and to come back and say, I trust me now. I can be safe. I am safe. Wow. Wow.
I'm reading here. Oh, sorry, Jesse, go ahead.
It's just I am a powerful creator is safe. That knowing is safe. That truth that we are creating with choices. Thanks, Nat. Go ahead.
I was just reading Mona's words, obvious peace beyond knowing. That kind of comes into that whole play of safe as well. But we have to be confident in ourselves, trust ourselves, to be safe with ourselves. Because once we go out there, it's not safe. But we have to pick and choose from out there what we want to include and trust it to be safe. It's finding the balance. That's what I'm trying to figure out this week, is finding the balance.
Why does it have to be a balance?
Because let's say I choose to be happy, and I am. I choose it because I just want to be. I don't want the choice of being happy to become where I am a maniac, in the sense that everything is rosy, nothing is negative. Because that's where you make mistakes, because you're not observing. Yet the other way, going the other way, being happy because I choose to, and then going out into the world, in the sense, let's say the grocery store. And we had an incident last night where this man came out of a Walmart and he's yelling and screaming to his wife to get to the truck, get to the truck, get to the truck. And I was happy, and yet I had to see this woman that wasn't. And I so much really wanted to go over to her and pull her away from her husband.
Yeah, but that I have to interrupt you, because it's not your responsibility for that.
Exactly.
This is something that needs to be addressed, because a lot of times people feel false responsibility for other people's experience. And when you're taking somebody out of their experience that they need to grow, you're not teaching them actually what they need to know. They need to experience that, because only then they'll know. This is where I feel where we are now as creators, as people that are guiding people to show them the way. You let them have their own experience. You give them that understanding. And I also want to speak from my own experience, because I feel very strong about this. Happiness is a choice. We get to choose that, yes. But we are not here to feel upset or saddened because somebody else is not happy. That is their creation. That is their choices. And I personally always used to feel uncomfortable, because when I celebrated or wanted to be happy, if I went to the gym, I was asked, why are you so happy? When I went to the store and I greeted somebody, like, wow, are you on drugs? I mean, literally, those are the comments that I was getting, feedback, because I just put a smile on my face and said good morning to them. In my building on the 9th floor that I live on, I had people come up to me and say, like, are you smoking something? Or like, are you okay? Okay, why? Oh, you're so happy. And if that made me feel so uncomfortable that I shrank and I became so small and so suppressed, and it just made me feel living my childhood over and over and over and over. Because if I was happy and the caretaker wasn't happy, I would be punished. So every time when I celebrated me, I felt I needed to punish me. So I was sabotaged. I sabotaged myself unconsciously, because I was never allowed to be happy. And I had to actually teach myself, practice to choose every single day that I'm going to be happy. I'm not your happy-go-lucky. I'm not walking around acting like everything's fine. I'm not saying that we don't have problems. I'm not saying that everything's working out for me. I'm not saying that, I'm happy 24/7. No, I'm not. But I get to choose it. I choose it. And that is my power. And I'm not letting anyone take my power away from me again. This is my power. This is where I take my power back. And if people are uncomfortable, then they need to be uncomfortable. If they don't want to celebrate, then there's no need to celebrate. If they want to sit in their misery, let's sit in your misery. But I am going to choose. And I'm not going to take anybody else's experience or what they're experiencing in their lives. I let them give them that space. Because a lot of times victims like her in the supermarket, you can go and try to rescue her. It will backfire because it's not your job. It's not your job to go fix people.
So, Nikki, I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah, you can. Go
I was
ahead.
not going to rescue her.
No, I'm
You
not talking
interrupt-
about. I'm not talking
No,
about
stop.
you rescuing her. No, no,
Please
no.
stop.
No, no. I'm going to
Please stop.
stop. But
Please stop,
you're
because
taking
I was
offense
speaking
now.
before.
You're taking offense. I'm not talking personally to you. I'm talking about this is where we get personal maturity here.
Nikki,
we're not talking
please
about personal.
Stop.
We are
Please
talking about.
stop.
Yeah, but you're saying stop, but you're not actually allowing me to. You taking it personal now. I'm
Nikki,
talking about in general.
Nikki,
I'm talking about the story that you're creating.
Nikki, I was speaking before, and I was talking about an experience of what I've witnessed and what I was feeling inside. And you then interrupted, which I allowed, but then you went into something totally beyond what I was speaking about. I gave you a moment to interrupt, and you have turned it into something that is totally different.
No,
Jesse, I am done for today.
No,
I'm
I'm sorry you
full.
feel
Thank you very
offensive about
much.
this. You went and said you wanted to
No.
go and rescue her. You wanted to help
I never
her.
said what I said. I felt like
Oh.
going over to her and pulling her away from her, but you interrupted me. What you didn't know
Well, then I
is
have
that
to
wanted-
apologize.
Nikki, you
I
just
got no
did
problem
it
to apologize.
again.
I got nothing
Thank you,
problem to
Jesse.
apologize.
I'm not going to be part of this here and be interrupted every time I have something to say and not be permitted to have the floor
wow. Come
to
on
express.
now.
Okay. No, thank you, Nikki.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's personal. So yeah, this is where conflict, this is where, people disagree and then they wanted to shut you down and say, okay, fine. If that's the case, then fine. Let's talk it out. But this is where people just stop in the middle and then they want to make you feel like you said something. So maybe if I said something that maybe was incorrect or was correct, it doesn't matter. We can speak it out in maturity. We can speak it out. We adults. But that's what people do. They run away. They walk away. They make you feel like you've done something wrong. And even if I did speak incorrectly, even if I did come and speak over, then at least come to me and say, okay. And I was willing. I was willing to say, okay, I apologize then. Yeah, I apologize. I got no pride. I really don't have pride. But that's the thing with conflict. People don't want to have conversation and they don't want to speak. And when it gets really like personal, then they want to run away. Then they just shut you down and run away. And that's cool because I don't take it personally. And I will apologize. I have no problem in apologizing. I was maybe she felt insensitive. Maybe I was overspeaking, but I just feel like this through experience and through everything, people want to rescue people. They want to go and tell people how to live their lives and pull them away. I've been a victim my whole life. I know what it feels like. I know other victims that I'm dealing with. You cannot save them. And it's not about pulling and go and taking them away. It's just false. So maybe I was very worked up about that because it's something that maybe for me to express. But yeah. This is where maturity comes into it, because I'm not a child. I'm not going to be like, I'm not a child, and I can handle hard conversations. I know hard conversations. I know how difficult they can be. So I apologize if that's the case, because I don't want her to go away. I didn't want her to call off this, but yeah, come on now. And I don't mind. You can tell me what has to be said. Yeah, it's okay. But I'm not even here to be right. It's not about right. It was just expression. I was just saying, and if she felt that, if she really felt that I was coming over line, then yeah. Then say, okay.
What's the truth? What's the truth?
You can't save people, Jesse.
True.
You can't save them.
True.
And that's the thing with people. They think they have control, that they can save people. You can't.
Yes.
And this is a platform. This is a platform that you can say what you want to say. And that is something that I'm very, very strong about.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody's going to agree, and that's okay too. But I'm not going to stand by and think that you've got to take false responsibility because somebody's getting abused by their husband or by their children or by whoever. It's not your place to go and think that you're going to pull them away. That's my perception. That's my concept. That's what I heard. And if I heard incorrectly, she could have just came up maturely, as I really would have loved, because that's what I was expecting. Because when you tell somebody that you're in a safe place and you can speak your heart, in my experience, she could have heard me and not take it personally and say, I hear you, Nikki. That's all a person has to say. You don't have to say, stop, and take it personally. You could just look within and say, oh, I hear you, Nikki. That's your experience. I hear you. But no, I interrupted her. I was rude. I was insensitive because I'm just saying something where I feel that this is an open communication. You have to have hard conversations, man. I mean, we're not here to all be like, hi, yeah, great, I agree with you. Sometimes if you disagree, this is what really makes a difference. This is when you really go, oh, I hear you. This is where conversation between two people that you love, that you can say, I can disagree with you, but I still love you. I'm not going to walk away. I'm going to stand here. I'm going to make you feel safe. I'm going to make you know that I can hear you. At least I don't agree with you, but I can at least listen to you. And that's when she said, she got offensive and she stopped me because she felt that I was attacking her. And it was about her. I was talking about the experience of generalizing and just generalizing of overall. That's unfortunately women for you, baby. That's women. That is women. It doesn't surprise me. It's women. Yeah. You do not get that with a man. And I'm sorry to bring gender to it, but you do not. Not one man is left. Not one man is left here, but all three women left. And that proves to you. And yes, I am going to say this because this is what needs to be said. Like it or not like it. Kick me off, don't kick me off. Don't want me around, fine. But I am not going to sit around and think I'm going to just sit back and listen to something where I know in my heart it's not agreeing. I'm not agreeing with this. But not one man left this panel. All three dropped off. And it shows you that's woman for you. That's woman for you. They're like, yeah. Follow. Follow.
All right.
Not one woman stayed back. Not one, hey? Okay, I'm gonna let it go now. I'm just gonna let it go. Just let it go, Nikki.
Great example of charge. Great example.
Yeah, I was charged.
It's a wonderful example of charge.
Exactly. But nobody saw it.
We don't get away. We don't get away from it.
Exactly. And they judge it.
Maybe. That's blaming. That's blaming.
How are we going to learn? How are we going to learn, Jesse? How are we going to learn if people don't hold the safe space for you to express your triggers or express? Mastering is your trigger. How are you going to learn? How are you going to learn? And they run away. And they make you feel like you're just some sort of loser because you opened your mouth. Because you were charged and you were charged up and you wanted to say what you wanted to say, and then they go make it personal. We are, yeah. This is why I, I'm very surprised, but I'm not surprised because people use words, they don't
So for
follow
you,
through. It's just words.
what do you celebrate about your charge?
What I celebrate with my charge? What I celebrate with my charge? Is that what you're asking me?
Mhm.
Can you give
You
me
see how that gets us out of it real
yeah,
quick.
can you give me a little understanding or what?
Yeah, it's like so you just experienced something.
Yeah.
We all just experienced something, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, now we look back, we reflect on it, and it's like, oh, when we learn a lesson, we can let it go.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Not
The
in
lesson
a
is the
should.
lesson. Yeah, the lesson. Can say that again. The lesson.
It's a man. It's like the problem. The struggle I have with balance is that nothing in our life is just two things.
Exactly.
And a balance is that it's one or the other.
Exactly.
And it's like to be balanced. It's like, this call was out of balance, and it's like there's nothing wrong with that. It's just to
Exactly.
notice the harmony was off.
Yeah, it just
had to
wasn't.
be.
It just wasn't accepted. It wasn't received, and it took it personally. That's what happened. And that's what happens with people that say they're adults and they mature and they want to make a difference, and then it makes out like they're superior of saying, oh well, I'm going to let you just stop here because this is this and this and that, and put your hand in front of your face and say shut up, just shut up, because that's what it is. But when you come to real maturity and you can hear somebody speaking, even if it's not something that you like, then give at least the benefit of the doubt to say, okay, because when she felt that she was uncomfortable of me saying that, I heard it very loud and clear. It's on record.
But we can't control anyone.
But that's what I'm saying. And that's what it projected. You're talking about balance. There's no such thing as balance. There's no such thing. Because you're going to have to make sides. You're going to choose who's right or wrong here. No one's right and wrong here. But it came out to be that, walking away is not my way of confronting. It's not my way of dealing with this issue of knowing that if you're going to be in partnership with somebody and a friendship and consistency. People are so quick to run away. They're so quick to give up on you. They're so quick to tell you what they want you to hear. But when you tell them, hey, I have a little bit of a difference, then you a problem, hey? You the problem.
Well,
And I'm not a problem. And that, unfortunately, it hurts. It really hurts because I really respect her as a human being and I respect her as a person and as a mother. But it's disrespectful to walk away from somebody to say to them, no, I'm not going to continue this. But that, to me, if you want a relationships takes work, and relationship takes the good and when I say hard conversations, like things that don't have to agree. Because I'm always back down and I'm always allowed that to override me and say, okay, yeah. But people don't understand at the moment, but later on they get understanding when they get to cool down, because we all get triggered. That's okay. That shows you where it needs to. I needed to let this out. I need to let out. It's not just this call that I'm on with people. I'm dealing with people all day of all walks of life. So yeah, when I come here, I get to be feeling that I can express my experience. Because this is what breaking me free. This is what breaks me free. Having conversations. This is what it's about. Having conversations. Finding out what person's really, what it's about. What is the underlying here? What is the unconscious, or what is the agenda? What is really sabotaging you? What is the negative vision here? What is it that you can allow yourself to express it, so that even if it's not comfortable, that you can learn from it.
We learn from the silence.
True. True.
So, I mean, it's even in happy, we don't always get away from conflict. Conflict's just information. Just information. It's like there's a passion. It's a lesson I learned, the difference between my passion. Oh, I don't know what it was. It's like between your passion and something else. I don't know. For myself, I can't. It's like, it's the old identity, right? And it's like when we can practice to exercise that muscle in a way differently, we really see our learnings in the heat of the moment. Because that is our true reflection, is in the heat of the moment is our true reactions.
Yeah, I understand that, Jesse. I understand that, but a lot of times people want to sugarcoat it and make out like, oh, just because you're happy, you can't be happy 24/7. There's no such thing that you can be happy for 24/7. Tony Robbins even said it. Like when he was interviewed, they asked, "Oh, you're always so happy."
I don't think it should be a goal.
It's not even a goal. It's not even a goal. It's joy. That's what it's about. The joy.
And that's happy. It's the same way. It's the same direction. My point is happy or joy is what we want.
People don't like people happy. People don't like to see people happy. They say they want people happy, but they don't. That's the truth, because they get uncomfortable. Oh, she's so happy. They get uncomfortable, and I'm saying today, this is new for me. I am drawing the line in the sand, because this I'm choosing. I'm going to choose it till the day I die. I have been living my whole life for others people, and I'm going to choose me. And if they don't like it, it's fine. But there's no more secret. There's no more secrets. There's no more playing small. And people don't like to see people happy. They say it, but they don't. And they will not tell you in your face. They'll tell you behind your back to other people. But that just shows you how shallow and how immature they are. And I don't have time for immature people anymore. You can't face me and speak to me eye to eye, even if it's hard. And you think you can walk away from me. You walk away from me. You walk away then. Then I close that door and you do not come back. And that's it. You call it trigger, call it whatever it is. This is my new beginnings. This is when I make my truth not being walked over like a doormat, not allowing people to think they can say whatever they want to say. I'm very sensitive to people. I'm very passionate. I'm very intuitive. So this is why I have tears, because I feel that. I can feel it. And that's a release, because that uncharged, when I say to myself, what is really underlined here? What is really like what is that unconscious that has driven me all my life? We go through our whole life living that freaking from that new birth from 7, allowing that to live your whole life. I'm not living like that. I've had to break it. I've had to physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally break it. I am breaking it. No more of what uncomfortable people are going to feel around me, because that's what I always felt. There was something wrong with me, because I'm like, what is wrong? Because I had to walk around eggshells my whole life. Because there was grown-ups that didn't know how to present and be normal, if there's such a thing. So I had to walk around thinking, what mood they're going to be in today. Huh? No, my dear. I go into a room, no more. If I come into a room and I come into a conversation, I come into this group, I come everywhere. No, I'm not going to be walking on eggshells anymore. I'm not walking on eggshells. And I can feel that, because that to me, it's a new birth for me. It's something that I've really just come into this understanding that it's a new birth.
I hear. Thank you.
That's what's so beautiful right now is that I forgive you. I love you. And the other one is thank you.
That's a good truth to start with right here. I like that.
Yeah.
A restart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I speak of what I observed?
Yes, please.
Okay. So
the other man that's standing, by the way.
I'm sitting, but yeah.
Yeah, but you're standing, trust
Yeah,
me.
exactly. So what I observe is, Annette was talking about a husband and wife, a conflict, right? Really, right? And she was thinking about saving the lady, right? She didn't do it. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
She didn't do it, but she had an intention of
Yes.
doing it. So that means that it might be a pattern of her, right?
Yeah.
So, and then she's kind of, I'm thinking like she's learning the lesson, and then you learn the lesson. That's
Yes.
how I've seen it.
Exactly. Because we had the same experience, more or less.
Yeah, exactly. And then so you learn the lesson, it trigger you because you're tired of seeing people get saved. And because we've done all this work, we know we're all powerful creator, and we create our own reality.
Yes.
And when you understand that, then this conflict,
yes,
it was a way for that lady to learn something from it.
Yes.
Right. And what was beautiful is we saw
I think
this
it's
morning,
beautiful.
yeah,
I think it's beautiful.
I really enjoyed it.
I don't think it's bad. And when I say bad, I mean,
And
I'm crying because that's what you just saying now is what I'm feeling. it's nothing pitiful. I'm not feeling pitiful or shameful. I'm feeling a release of realizing that I'm heard.
I'm neutral, right? Like it's
I'm
just what I
neutral.
observe.
Exactly.
It's just what I
Oh
observe,
my God,
right?
thank you.
I'm not like
Yeah.
one side or the other.
No,
What
you're
was
not.
beautiful is
And you shouldn't.
we saw you unleash the beast.
Oh my
And like
God,
I
felt
haven't
it.
seen that. I haven't seen that for a while. So it was
Yeah.
like, oh wow, like okay, yeah, she's got some power. Like, be careful here, right? So if you can transmute that power and that like very like that voice, everything, like I mean, like you can create anything you want, Nikki. You know what I mean? And it's just like
I am.
it's
I am.
amazing. And
I am.
for
Thank you.
me, I see this, but I don't see that very often. But when I do, it's because things have been triggering me for long time. And then like you'll see this in me as well.
Yeah.
But it's my pattern and I know it, you know, but like I'll take like so many layers before to unleash the beast. That's how I call it. So, but yeah, no, that's what I observed. So
I think it was perfect. It's perfect. And I really, really appreciate that. Because this is basically I mean, this is when you really get deep. If you want to get deep, everyone wants to get deep, right? All want to get deep, yeah, and they all want to get like layers and talk about layers deep. But when the work comes, when they say vac, we say in Afrikaans vac, do the vac. Like
and I
Rihanna
really
says, do the
resonate
work, baby, do the work.
Yeah.
They're not willing to do the work. They're not willing to do the work.
But I really
That's
resonate
it.
with what Jesse said also. Like conflict, all experience is just information.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And now like we just saw threshold of people, right?
Yeah.
Some people are not willing to go there yet.
No, they're
right?
not.
So like you're just hitting that gate, and then like you know, like some people go away, some people will fight back.
Yeah,
some,
I hear
like,
you. Yeah,
just
it's a different way of confronting. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, and it's okay. Everything's okay, but you got that information, and it's really what you're gonna do with that information, and what like whoever is in this conflict, like what they're gonna do with this information. They can just brush it off and be like, yeah, like there's no learning here, and then like I'll keep doing what I'm doing, or like be like, step back and maybe like, well, maybe like they have a point, right? So you know, and why I'm seeing this is because I was in these situations. That's why.
Yeah.
Right? Because like I cannot name a pattern if I never been in it.
Exactly. You know? Yeah.
Because it's just talk. Right?
Exactly. You know, I just feel like, don't come tell me if you haven't gone through it yourself, you know, don't come tell me if you haven't gone through it yourself. And that's all I'm saying, you know. And the fact that, you know, I thought there was an open panel. I didn't think that we need permission to talk. You know, I think when I said, do you mind me saying something to add on? I made it quite clear that I wanted to share. I didn't jump in. Maybe I jumped in with Mona when she was saying peace. And I realized, oh, she hasn't finished her word, because I was really excited about peace, because peace is something, it resonates. Like every word that gets spoken, we are creating. I don't care what anyone wants to say or think about it. That's what it is. You know, your words are very powerful. So be very careful how you treat people. And that's all I'm saying right now is I'm very careful how I treat people and what I say to them. I'm very, very observant of what I say with my mouth, what comes out, and especially how to treat them. And even today, before I came on this call, my meditation and my dance and everything of my movements today was, so beautiful, because it's so beautiful that I just have to give it a minute to say it, because I have to, like, I don't want to, like, I want to say it in a way that it's just clear that I don't care how people treat me anymore. Okay. It's how I treat them. And that's how I feel. I don't care how you treat me anymore. You can treat me with disrespect. You can walk away from me. You can not be my friend, and that's okay. But it's how I treat you. And that takes some focus. I've lived my whole life. And that's what I said this morning before I came on this call.
And that's the only thing you can control.
That's all I can control.
Right?
Because I will treat you with love and respect. I have nothing personal. Even if you take it personally, even if you call me names, and even if you put me down or tell me I'm a loser or whatever you want to call me. Because people have shaped me my whole life and told me who I am. So I came into understanding of educating myself and saying, no, this is who I am. And that's my walk with God. Because I know if you want to hurt somebody, you're not hurting them. You're hurting the inner spirit of a living God in them. So I know, I'm very aware, because this is what I believe. It's not how people treat me, it's how I treat them. Because a lot of times people have gone through life you do not know, and they need that example. And they needed to be shown a long time, not just a 1 week or 2 weeks. I'm talking long time, years, till they can come and say, this is real. Like, this is real. Because pain is pain. You can't compare each other's pain. And that's why this is real. I'm about real. And I've never allowed myself, because I've been punished for it. Every time I speak my heart, every time I speak something that's not agreed, I get punished for it. And it scares me, but it doesn't scare me anymore. Because if I'm going to set myself free, I got to be true to me now. I got to hear my voice. I got to hear my heart. I got to hear what Spirit is telling me. And it doesn't always agree with everybody. And that's going to be okay now. Because if I'm going to go further and go to my full potential of being who I'm choosing today, I cannot be afraid anymore of what people think of me. I cannot be afraid anymore. Because I now know. And that's what I'm presenting here. Because we can all be sugarcoated and we can all make a face and smile and peace and quiet and all that. But when it gets to the dark places, are you going to be the light? Are you going to shine the light there in the dark place? And that's what I'm choosing. I want to shine my light in the dark place. I don't want to shine where everyone's shining. Because it's easy when everything's flowing, everything's great, and everyone's complimenting each other and loving and agreeing. Oh, then it's so great, it's so lovely. But once you step out and once you say, oh, I don't agree with that, ooh, then you see the true character that comes out. The truth comes out. And that, my dear, I see loud and clear. So that's what I'm saying. You know? I'm not a crier here, trust me on this. And I don't need to tell you this because it's not something I'm going to say, oh, I'm crying. But it surprises me even how I'm allowing myself to express it now with tears. But it's so liberating. I think, wow, all these years I was punished. I mean, physically punished. Can you imagine? Just imagine. Nope. And not just, you know, and no one was going to save me. No one's coming to save you. You got to save yourself.
What a great example of breakthrough.
Yes. Yes. And not one woman stepped behind. Not one woman stayed behind. Not one. They're all scattered. That's why they tell you a lot of things, but boy, when it comes down to nitty gritty of it, there's a very few, if not one, that stays behind. That's why my mother taught me a lesson. And I'm going to say it loud and clear that I can hear it today, because I love her with all my heart. Because every time I'm coming on stage, she's going to be in the center stage, and that chair is going to be hers. That was my understanding of me being on that show, and she was there, never came with anybody, came by herself. And today, as I go on stage, and I will be going on stage, that middle chair will be hers. That empty chair is going to be hers, and she's going to be here because she taught me very, 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 very powerful. And I'm going to share it now. She said, Nikki, you only need one friend. You just need one friend. And I'm saying it from a perspective of just saying, choose one friend. That's all you need. Okay, that's number one. You know, and it's true. You can know many people, but there's a very few that say they're your friend. That's why I don't go, hey friend, hi friend. When I say friend, I mean that you're my friend. Like I mean on one hand. I'm not friends with everybody. I know a lot of people, but I'm not friends with all of them. There's very few. Because I have been burnt to the stake. And I haven't got time anymore for that. I haven't got any time for that. And it just, yeah, it also proves a lot. It proves a lot today. It's proved a lot today because this is what has happened. And yeah, this is what's been happening. And now I go, it's okay now, because they've showed me their character. They've showed me who they are. Boom, let it be recorded. This is who you are today. This is the choices and choosing, telling people, oh, I'm there for you when the times are rough. When the time's rough, who stays behind, huh? Who will share the last meal with you, huh? Very quick to talk. Actions, behaviors. And so this is what it is. It's just what it is. It shows the behavior is the highest form of information. I mean, I'm so quick to talk.
I still feel spite and anger in the background.
Yeah, I do, because I feel it's nasty.
Yeah.
It's a nasty spirit. It's a mean spirit.
It's pain. It's been covered in pain for a long time.
Yeah.
And so
yeah,
I hear it. I hear you, and I admire and honor your unraveling of it.
yes.
Thank you for allowing us to be there with it.
I am so appreciated because, you know, I went to therapy and I sat there, and this so-called psychologist looked at me, and I thought, like, yeah, like all you really literally listening to is what else can you tell me about your past? And yeah, that's one thing, but it's not constructive, you know? Do you know what I mean? It is the now, this time, now, in this time. My past is my past now. Yeah. The future, I don't know, but it's now. It's this moment, this now moment.
It's that charge. Where did that charge come from? What is it doing to me?
I'm like, free. That's what it is.
Go? Yeah.
I'm free. That's what it is. You know.
How else do we break through?
Yeah. And that's what I mean by when people walk away, and they blame you because you don't give you're not being correct. So for me, you're not being correct for me, because for what it's worth, it doesn't matter. It's just walking away. It's just enough. It's enough. And so that, to me, I've said to myself, I'm not begging people anymore. You don't have to like me. I said this right in the beginning. You don't have to like me. You don't have to agree with me. In fact, I like constructive criticism. I want to have constructive criticism. When Pascal spoke to me very gently and said to me very directly, yeah, I hear you, Nikki. You got a lot in your mind. You say a lot, but it's not from your heart. That was an invitation. It was an invite to the best party. VIP. I've never had an invitation like that. I've never had an invitation like that. Speaking always want to overpower and control and tell me, shut up, you don't know anything, keep quiet, you'll be seen and not heard. I've never had it, especially from a man. And I'm saying that because it's important. For me, I'm talking about, it's important for me to have strong men that can be sensitive enough to speak into my heart.
Yeah, let's just say you give me the experience of vibrating very highly right now.
Yes.
Thank you for that. What I would say, because I had like an experience yesterday with a friend of mine, and my breakthrough was people don't want to hear the truth.
They don't want to hear the truth. They don't.
And and then like it kind of finishes like by saying to me that like I turn everything in conspiracy, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
if that's what you think. I mean, like I respect your opinion, right?
Yeah. It's
But
beautiful.
like, yeah, but it's like I learned for a long time. And if like, say I would just dump everything I know in, say, people I love, but they're just not aware as much, it will really hurt them. So that's why like they cannot take like so much truth.
Yeah.
So they're very defensive about it. Right. So
Yeah.
and I learned to be gentle with these people, because otherwise like you just lose them,
I understand,
very
Pascal.
quickly.
And that's what I have done. I've done that. I don't speak like this to everybody. This is not me speaking to everybody. I'm very selective of who I speak to, literally. And so I'm very gentle. And when somebody doesn't want to agree, I don't need to convince them. I go, okay, cool. I love you. It's okay. We walk away. But when we walk away, there's no like making somebody feel like they've done something that they have to prove. No, it's a cool. And time always comes when they come back and you have a conversation. Go, oh, by the way, and go, yeah, okay, cool. And you see it all the time as you grow up, because we are adults still still growing up. So, yeah. But
Yeah, and
I
again,
felt,
like I'm really neutral. In this. And just
I know I'm going to walk some feathers. I know what's going to happen this year. I know already. It's just now I understand that I know now I just got to be not as safe as I thought I was. That's it, basically. Because safety is just a word now for me. It's not a thing. It's not an action. It's just a word.
Yeah, I wanted to bring this up like earlier, but it just wasn't the time. But
No.
yesterday, like I had a Zoom call with my men's group, and the subject was parenting or inner child.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I wanted to have a discussion with you guys. We can probably take that tomorrow or today, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's really interesting what people have to say about it, right? And for me, like it's really like all your experience were good experience is to keep you safe, right? And when you realize that like these experiences were good in the past, but now they're no longer relevant, that's when you're breaking free from them, right?
Yeah.
So,
and it takes a big mature person to see that. It takes somebody that's truly wanting to do the work with you. Like, this is what coaching is about. It's the guidance of allowing somebody to be where they are, hear where they are, and say there's no judgment. This is true love, because real love is the absence of judgment. And if you're going to say you're a person of love, then be a person of love then. Don't just say I love. I can say I love you till the cows come home. Love is just a word also here. It comes with action. It's a noun. It's a verb, sorry. It's a verb. Love is a verb. It comes with action. You can tell somebody they love you, and they can be comfortable with you, and they can take and go through their whole life telling you they love you, and they can be wasting your time because it's convenient for them, because they didn't want to change. So they keep you in a box. And why they keep you in a box is because you feel, oh, I'm doing the right thing because, hey, I mustn't rock the boat now. Because if I rock the boat now, then I'm going to drown. I rather drown than be in a sinking boat going nowhere. Because I am not prepared that I'm not here to go nowhere. I'm going somewhere. And I'm going with people that want to be in the boat with me.
That's so funny because like I was just thinking about this metaphor, because we have this expression in French, you know, like kind of like building a boat. So I can say it probably in French, like
say it in French.
How did they say that?
Say it in French.
Yeah, but now I don't remember. 1 second. Oh, j'ai construit un bateau. Like it's like building a boat. So they build us a boat, and most people jumped on it. But it's our decision to jump on the boat. But the only thing like that people don't know, that boat is sinking. Right? But like if we had the choice like to jump on with the rest of people or not. But what we don't know is like this boat is sinking. So it's funny when you talk about boat, because I don't know, like I had this flash when I was driving this morning, and I was like, I gotta speak about this. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but like it just makes a lot of sense to me. So
Yesterday I was working our inner space. It's like to notice our inner space, and first for me is space, and then we add time, which then allows for movement. which is the doing, because
Mm.
otherwise we can't see changes if there's no change in time.
Mm.
And so as like the inner child, it's like, yes, our inner space,
Mm.
our being
Mm.
that leads to our doing. And
Mm.
we do in time and we be in space.
Mm. Yeah. Wow, that's soothing. That's soothing me right now. I can feel it. Wow.
And it's
Wow. Thank you.
that inner space we want.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Wow. Yeah, that's it. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Are you able to repeat that one? Because it was so profound.
Oh God, it's so beautiful.
I just want to let it sink in.
Yeah.
The inner space is our being. It's how we're being now at any moment. It's the being. And it's the charge that I look for there. It's like, what is the truth of it? And being is the emotion, the thoughts, the feelings, the sensations. And what I find is they will always trigger the doing.
Mm.
The time, the movement. And that's so alignment is aligning the being to the doing to have the experience. Because being plus doing equals our experience. Experience of what? Life, this moment. And you can go back and go forward from now, and it's the structure. The structure of creating is the difference between them.
Very, very powerful. Profoundly powerful.
Yeah, we think we understand creation,
Mm-hmm.
but like you said, we may understand the definition of the word.
Yeah.
How to use it in a sentence, but most of us don't understand the structure of creation.
The structure, yeah. There's it. Boom. Boom.
And
That's
the power's
exactly
in the neutral. And the power is in neutral.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really interesting one.
That's so profound. Oh my God.
And the other one, like I don't know, it's not too related, but I was thinking about this again when I was driving. I don't know why I get these insights, but why we call it temple, right?
Temple?
Like, yeah, temples. And yeah, I was watching a video that it's like it's all within, and really our temple is between our temple, which is our brain.
Yes.
So it's not
The
like going
local.
to the church and whatnot. It's really go within. So meditation and so I was just like, Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah, your body is your temple.
Yeah,
Temple of God.
exactly.
It's like your house that you live in. And this is where, you know, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your actions, everything is becoming the predominant. So you become and direct it for what you're thinking, you know. And if you observe your thoughts, you'll be very surprised where it takes you. Just where the mind goes, the man will follow.
Yeah. It's funny to me that like it's a very simple practice. It's just to be aware.
Amen.
Like to deeper and deeper level. But
amen.
It's so hard to practice because like we're so
is.
distracted.
We've got so much dysfunctional patterns. I mean, for decades, for centuries. And this is where, you know, when you really get the unpacking of understanding where that's coming from, that's when you can let go of the emotional charge and then gain the wisdom.
Yeah.
So this is not, you know, this is a real revelation. It's a breakthrough. Mm-hmm. It's not anything than just a breakthrough. But a lot of people only want to celebrate the good times. They don't want to celebrate the ugly times. They say they're going to be good, bad, and ugly, but there's not. There's very few people that have the capacity to hold you and not to judge it. Because personally, I wasn't judging anything. I was just purely coming from an experience of seeing what I heard and then allowing myself to express it. But then it was stamped because it wasn't ready or it was not experiencing what I was experiencing. And that's also okay.
Yeah,
but to really hold the tension. Right. People don't want to hold the tension. They're very quick to throw in the towel and tell you, no, you're a problem. Just I'm leaving now. They don't hold the tension. They don't want to do right for a long time. Short, quick. Everything quick. Microwave, quick. Instant, quick. If it's not quick, out. No, my dear. Longevity is making right choices all the time, every time. And that is possible. It is possible when you're in your present moment, being aware and knowing, I see that. This is what I'm experiencing now. And that's it. That's it.
Yeah, it's really finding that beauty in the darkness, right? That's our work. It's our work.
That's what I love, the beauty, because this is okay. I'm gonna like say beauty for ashes. If you understand what that means, beauty for ashes. Take your beauty for the ashes. You know, see the beauty in the ashes. See the beauty in everything because it's possible. It is possible. You know, Mother Teresa walking, literally, hunger, starvation. I mean, poverty to the core, children, orphanage. I mean, and here she's walking, and in the crack she sees a little flower, and she says, "There's the beauty." Out of real chaos, out of real like poverty, stricken to the core, yeah. She sees a little flower popping out from a crack, from one of the cracks in the streets. She sees a little flower and she says, "There's the beauty." If she did not see the beauty in that, it could have taken her out that day, maybe. But she saw the beauty. I see the beauty in everything now. I really do. I see the beauty for my ashes. Because finally, I can come out of it and not even smell like smoke now. And this is what makes me feel like it's all worth it. everything of all my experiences have been worth it. Because nothing is new. Nothing is new under the sun, but everything's fresh. Everything's fresh. Everything that I wake up in the morning, fresh. In love. Joy. I can move my body. I can let go of all what needs to go, and whatever energy that I feel that needs to release, I release it in such a positive and just and functional and good way. I give pleasure to myself. You know, I can't wait to I celebrate today, but tomorrow I'm celebrating from the time I wake up. I've got it all like lined up. Boy, have I got it lined up. And it starts the night before I go to bed, with what I want to put in my system, what I want to put in my mind, and have a good night's sleep. That when I wake up, I'm waking up to celebrate with people that's celebrating with me. And I am doing everything that I love. Love. Trust me, love. And even if I have to squeeze it in, I'm squeezing it in, boy. Squeezing it in. Woo. And I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm having it's no one's business, no one's decision. No one's going to tell me. All me, baby. It's all me, all the way. Are you muted? We can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm smiling in the inside.
It's just so good, I just so appreciate the fact that, where I am now and what I'm experiencing, and that I'm alive, and I got like people that I honestly love this phrase, to stand on the shoulders of giants. I am standing on the shoulders of giants with great examples, with great courage, bravery. Oh, like I couldn't be lifted any more higher than I am now, in a sense of just
the beauty that I celebrate was the beauty of people in their power.
amen.
Everyone was in their power, their choice, their lesson. And so I celebrate their power, meaning
Yes.
I know people's patterns and they were standing strong in theirs.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with that. I absolutely agree with that.
And
it
then
gives you that
who
pleasure.
knows what the lessons are after that? That's not my concern.
It's not concerned. It's not even a concern. It's not even anyone's concern. You can take it or leave it. I mean, it's up to you. You can make that decision for yourself. But I move on. That's what I do. I pick myself up and I move on. I don't hover and debate about it. I just move on now. I've moved on already. As I'm speaking right now, I've moved on.
Can you find the beauty in the conflict?
Oh yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Because it's nothing personal, Pascal. It's like Jesse said, we're all powerful in our own right, and we're going through our own experiences. Just like you said, people are going through it, people have gone through it, and they get to celebrate it. And some people are still going through it. So it's understandable if you're going through it. A lot of times, that is a very hard place. It's a hard place to acknowledge, because a lot of people are in denial. There are a lot of people in denial. They all say, oh, I'm the truth. But when it comes down to it, they're in denial because it's in your behavior. But when you get through it, you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm not here to justify anymore. I'm not justifying it. I'm not explaining because I've got that trauma of me explaining myself because I had to explain myself so many times to people that didn't get it. If you don't get it, then fine, you don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm not even apologizing for it. Then that's what it is. Then leave it like that. Honestly. Because explaining yourself, explaining, it's a trauma experience, a trauma event that you're reliving.
Yeah.
It stops, yeah. Everything's new for me now. It's like a newborn. I'm a newborn. I'm completely reborn.
Yeah, that was a recode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, why I'm saying that is because like I feel there's still a charge in you, and I would say like maybe if you can transmute that charge into something you want to create, that will manifest really quickly. Let's just put it that way.
That is true what you're saying, but when you say there's a charge, I'm actually really telling you that I'm choosing my life. I'm choosing me. And I don't need everyone to agree with me. And that is very powerful. Because I always thought everybody has to be fine with what they're doing, then I can do what I can do. You follow? So everything in my environment has to be perfect for others, and then I can receive it. But I'm being my caretaker now, as an Enneagram of a number 2, not feeling worthy, not always felt like I was worthy enough to be loved. And now, what my genius in that Enneagram is what it is always meeting somebody else's need, always supporting them. But now I can support myself. I am my own caretaker. I support myself. I meet my own needs. I do what I love because I just love it. Not because I'm asking for permission now. I'm doing it because I love it. And I'm going for it. I'm all in. I am all in my career, in my life, in my social life, in my activities, with my friends, family. I'm all in. I've been loyal for everybody else, but I'm not loyal to me. And that is what Annette was explaining about trusting herself. Because when you really can take care of you, you can take care of others. And when you really know that you have a charge, and it is a little bit of a, that's interesting, what's coming up here? And then you can really overlook it and say, okay, I see it for what it is. Isn't that a release now? Finally, all this time. Wow, this is interesting. This is really amazing. If you really want to know what a great topic it is, a real broadcast, this is a broadcast we're doing right now. This changes people's lives because this is real. It's not just talk. This is real talk. This is what people wake up and go, whoa, I know this. Because authenticness is real. It shows in the behavior, shows by your experiencing, and you can relate and say, I know what? I know how that feels. I was there. People want to put themselves on a pedestal. Want to put themselves on a pedestal. Look at me, I'm superior. I know better. I know more. When the boat rocks, they want to throw you out to the sharks. No, my dear. Sorry. I know I have rocked the boat. I know this much. But you know what? It's okay. I got no more. I got no charge here. I'm releasing finally what I've always wanted to release, maybe, because no one's coming to save you. Period. Maybe not like it, but it's the truth. All want to be saved. No one's coming to save you, man. And just like JC was saying, we're all powerful. We're not broken. And your intentions, let me tell you about intentions. It's so powerful because a lot of people are doing without intentions, and that's why they get nowhere. When you have intention and you put your focus on that attention, that is like doing it. That is directing you to do it. That's why people's intentions, their thoughts, you're creating before you even doing it. That's where the invisible comes with the invisible. You're creating before you even done it. People murder people in their heads. It's like murdering somebody. You follow what I'm saying? Because they're already allowing that thought in knowing it's going to be. You don't have to kill somebody physically. You can have intentions. Starts with a thought.
Yeah.
This is deep. I understand, but I feel in my heart, if this is a place where we say we can really get deep and talk, then let's see if we can hold up. And I'm not talking conversation because I am not one for conversation. I do not need that in my life. That is not what I go for. I keep my whole motto in life is peace. Starts with me. I am peace. There's no question about it. And I do not have to be right either, because it's not about being right. It's overrated. I'm not here to. I was just a surprise because it was stopped and it was like, okay, yeah. And then, yeah, for what it's worth. So here it is. Here it is. Crucify me now. I don't care. And nail Christ to the cross. I mean, in the end of the day, who am I? They're going to nail Christ to the cross and call him a liar. No. I'm not. I'm really feeling really obligated to just, what I'm sharing is basically what I feel that this is taking me now to be who I choose to be, who I want to become, and what I've always wanted and what I've always been. But I've never had strong enough people, emotionally strong and spiritually strong, physically strong, to hold me. They've either broke me. They could never celebrate that part of me. And I have to celebrate this part of me now. Because I know this is what I need to take me to where I want to go. I know this. Because my whole life, I was always considered what people think of me. That's all, what they think of me. Stops people from speaking their truth. It stops people from making like bold decisions and taking the risk. Because what would people think? I'm going to disappoint them. No, let them be disappointed then. So get over it. And don't get over it, fine. Don't get over it. But this is real broadcast. This is what a broadcast is about. Real talk, like deep layering. But people are not ready. They're not ready. And that's why I understand. And I love the tone when you can come and you can bring the peace and neutral and, underlying and yeah. So it's a lesson. It's all lessons, just lessons, learning experiencing lessons. And what a blessing it is to learn. I'm so grateful for this moment right now. I'm like, I will have to do 3 classes today, back to back, because my God, it's like, wow, it's explosive right now. It's rebirth. This new. It's all new. It's all new.
And yeah, what's beautiful, it's like, yeah, my word was laughter.
Yes.
And I don't have to force it now. Yeah. And yeah, like I just want to say I'm so happy that I was part of it to celebrate with you, Nikki, your breakthrough today. It's just
I love you, Pascal and Jesse. I'm so grateful, because the laughter has been something. I was called the laughing child. And my dad, believe it or not, I remember my dad saying he was called the laughing child. But because my dad had a disciplining father and it was very rough, he died with that laughter inside him. And when he saw the laughter in me, because he wanted a son, he had 5 girls, he wanted a son, and he wanted me to be the boy. He saw strength in me, but he also saw himself in me. And he wanted that. He wanted it, but he couldn't receive it. So he beat me down to it, if you know what that means, in the disciplining, and very, very harshly. And so, from the time he passed away, my dad could never say he was sorry, could never apologize for anything. But that day, he looked at me and he just said, "I'm sorry." But then he was dying. You know what I mean? And so I was left with that. And I said to him, I accepted it a long time ago, because if I didn't accept it, I wouldn't be by your bedside now, saying I love you, because I did. And so I feel that pattern is broken today in me. That whatever was tied, that put death to my spirit, I have it back.
Yeah, that's a beautiful example of finding beauty in his pain.
Yes. Yes. Because I can love myself, because I always felt if somebody would love me, then I'll be worthy, because I have their love. And I would be worthy. And I fought for my dad's love my whole life. And I mean my whole life. And I tried to excel. And I did competition. I did my sports. I really, really worked hard. He just couldn't give it to me. He didn't know how. And I understand my patterns. But I'm grateful that I can love me. And that is new for me. I feel my spirit has been renewed. My brain, my mind's been renewed. My body is being renewed. And I love beauty, because beauty is what I choose for. I choose, as I say, I choose beautiful, beautiful beauty in everything in my life now. And it can be anything. And I, yeah. So to me, that is like, I cannot tell you. This is like layers and years and years and years. And then even maybe lifetimes. But I'm so grateful my soul sings today. Even if it's been rejected. I can redirect this and I can say, it's okay, Nikki. You're on your path. And it means a lot for you to stay behind and be here for me, because that shows strength for me. And to me, that's joy. Because once it rocks the boat, people have just left me. They just leave. They never stand behind and wait. And they tell you how much they love you and they're there for you. But when it comes a time when it's really hard and you're getting yourself expressing something that you really need to express, and it's nothing personal, they leave you. They walk away. It's so easy to walk away. It's hard to stay. And I said yesterday, I don't like people leaving me. But I know it's gonna happen. And it's hard. But it's okay. There's pain in beauty.
Yes, and aware, when I always am looking at aware, I'm looking for equal.
Yes.
Equal power, equal space, equal time, equal opportunity, equal. But there's times where we have to speak and we have to listen, and that is the equal that I'm listening for. I'm listening for it in the tone. Are they speaking? Are they speaking down at me? Are we speaking equal to each other? Am I speaking down, or am I speaking my experience, my truth, and no one else influencing it just as mine? That is when I can be equal, in harmony, and equal. And if that checks off, then I look at the genius. Is the genius expressing, finding, coming out aloud? And sometimes it's not always the genius. Sometimes it's the greatness. Sometimes it's the gifts.
Yeah.
And again, space to allow that to be found, to be delivered and allowed. And then I think the third mistake that most people make, and I think it's right in line with Nikki when you said we take the easy path. Those three are not easy. These three are not easy. And the last one is yes and. It's too easy to say no. It's harder to say yes and. There's more joy in all of those than by themselves.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I take the lessons all right. Trust me. I learned a lot today. And that brings a lot of joy.
Yes, me too. That was what I was thinking. It's like, oh, that was beauty. That was joy. The joy of conflicts.
You can find the humor in it. It's not that serious.
And so the breakthrough today is letting go.
Amen. That's it. Yeah.
Letting go, preparing new for your last day of this last day of the year for your new birthday.
Woohoo! Yes. It's my birthday and I'm going to party. Yeah, no, absolute. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm complete. Thank you guys.
Me
Both of
too,
you,
yeah.
all of you that were here.
Thank you, Pascal. Thank you. Really appreciate it. It's the biggest gift today that I received. So I will really treasure this moment. And I just treasure our time, and I treasure the space, and I treasure the fact that I can be part of this, because it's revolutionary, and it's really history making and world changing. Yeah. And it means I'm all about change, and I'm all about making a difference, but most importantly to stay true to yourself and true to your heart. Even if people understand or don't understand, it's going to be okay. So I really thank you.
And when you do that, it gets so much bigger.
Oh, it gets so much bigger. Like
Mhm.
today, it's expansive. Like when I heard Pascal says it's got a heavy, big day today, you know, he hasn't done the route that he's going to take, and that I have a really packed day, you know. But it's a prioritize, you know, prioritize what's really matters and what's important. And even in tomorrow, I mean, yeah, I'd speak about tomorrow because I'm going to be on the call, but later on, like I'm going to also be on Hannah's call. They're doing a transformation kind of thing, and I'll just join those 3 days event because it's always nice. But I like even that I maybe not won't be able to be doing the full session, but at least I get to be where I need to be. You follow? And then I need to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And you know, yeah, and I get to celebrate with my yogis, you know, with my yogis and my clients, and and yeah. So yeah, I just want to say you make my life very meaningful. I just want to say that, like, to you and Pascal, it really make my life meaningful. Like it's